I could pull a better podcast out of my... Hey, kids! Welcome to the Tempest Universe.
Ho ho ho, happy holidays. The views expressed on this podcast are that of the host, and not Santa's. Please stay out of the Mojave Desert Mountains and save yourself a probing from the little gray elves. They come in peace, but will leave you in little pieces. For your listening enjoyment, put on your best holiday tinfoil hat, turn on all the Christmas lights, and stare at the elf on the shelf. Lastly, the UFO talk is explicit and full of holiday cheery goodness. May the mistletoe be with you. Let's get the show started, fuckers.
This is the Tempest Universe, man. Hold on to your ass. You're in for a hell of a ride.
This is the Monday edition of the podcast, and I welcome you guys. Hopefully you had a great day. I actually had a pretty smooth day today. Nothing too crazy other than the 12 Days of Christmas, starring the Assguardians and myself, which you will hear at the end of this podcast. It'll be the last, well, not the last track we play, because the last track we play is usually IDGAF. You guys can figure that out. Anyway, it is a day full of news regarding UFO stuff, government stuff especially, relating to space. I don't know what the hell is going on. It seems like some people got offended from the news reports from last week, so they want to do something about it. They want to do something. So we got some of that in there. China has found themselves a little bit of a nugget in space. And of course, our buddy Scott C. Waring is back at it again. You know, you can't take simple reporting that seems somewhat mysterious to the lay person, right? And then all of a sudden, it becomes an alien base. That's all I got. That's all I'm going to say about that. But there's something I got to play with you connected to that. Or at least I think I am. Not really sure because this board doesn't look like it has it. But anyway, this is it. Now a little history here. 12 Days of Christmas, because I only set one day to record it. So, and without the background music. So you will notice that the Assguardians and myself, we're all over the place. But it was about having fun. And I have to say this, full disclosure, they wanted to, after an hour, they wanted to go back and run through it a second time, because they got warmed up, They got the feel for it. And they were ready to record that shit again. And I was like, hell no. First take, one take wonder. I mean, we're not trying to get a record deal here. We're not trying to make Santa happy. We just wanted to record something, and that's what we did. So you'll hear that later on. I'm proud of it, I mean, listen, it's technically, how could I say, a mess. But still, this is what happens when you're not all in one studio. I'm telling you, if we were all in one studio, we'd sound like the Pentonics or something like that. I'm pretty sure of it. But we weren't. We're all over the U.S. and recording through video, so there was quite the lag in some of the audio. So it is what it is. We did the best we could. Actually, we could have done better, but no fucks given. That's how we roll on the Tempest Universe. But enjoy it. Other than that, we're going to continue with the whole Christmas type music because we are in December and we are like barreling towards the 25th. So here's a little bit of something for you guys that enjoy mistletoes and other kind of toes too.
Let's go outside. The snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans for what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you. 'Cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's take a walk and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. Love and so beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh.
I haven't had very much in the way of like podcast news for 2022, other than I'm still planning to raid Area 51 sometime in the spring, so it should be fun. A few of the Assguardians are waiting for the exact dates. I think I have them already. I just for some reason I can't buy any plane tickets yet, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be like mid-spring, right before summer. It's got a whole lot of other shit going on in the summer, but the podcast, the Assguardians, and hell, any of you guys that live local, you can, like Mr. Baker, you guys can come on over and help us raid Area 51. I'm personally going to be videotaping things, so I'm just going to be a witness to all the probing and all the arrests and things like that, because somebody's got to document it, right? The Department of Defense apparently is being a little touchy-feely about the fact that everyone's criticizing them about the way they're trying to run shit now. What the hell is going on? We heard this story. Actually, this is like 3 weeks in the making now. We know that these Congress folks are putting all these goodies, all these amendments to try to get transparency, if that's a real thing in government, I don't know. Try to get transparency in this bill, that NDAA, which is, of course, the budget for 2022 for the armed forces, right? But we heard last week that the Department of Defense decided to go with their own fucking office. They're not even waiting for this bill to go through, or any of the little juicy amendments, they decided to start their own department, the Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group. What is that? I mean, I'm telling you, and I said this last week, you want people not to give a fuck about what you're doing. You give a long-ass name to it that no one can remember. I mean, really, I think this article even tried to put an acronym to it. It's not even worth it. Why? Nobody cares. Nobody's going to care about this. No one's even going to remember this. Like, I've said this name like about 40 times already. I still don't remember it. Crazy. And then, of course, they threw this out like right before Thanksgiving here in the States, so nobody cares. All they were worried about was their turkey and their pies. They didn't give no shit about what the Department of Defense was saying, and that was the plan. That literally was the plan. Many people feel that the reason they're doing this is because they're trying to stop the civilians, the blue-collar folks, from, having any information or having any contributions or any input into what's happening. Let's be honest. We're never going to have input. The blue-collar folks of this fantastic country will never have input into the UFO, UAP situation. But of course, people in Congress are trying to make their constituents feel like because they're adding these amendments that we'll have more control of this UFO thing. And it's not going to happen. You can forget about it. All they do is they're going to tie the fact that this is national security, that somehow our sovereignty is being threatened by these UFOs, UAPs, that before they kind of poo-pooed away. Before they didn't matter. Before it's like, I'll explain. See you later. Bye. Thanks for trying. Turns out John Kirby, who is the spokesperson for the DOD, says, hey, we just want to have one spot where all the reports come in and we can, analyze it for ourselves. He. Can't even say that last part, but that's what he's saying. That really is what they're saying. They're making their own office to siphon all the good information from all the other places, especially anything that's created by Congress. That way they can control, as they say in the news, the narrative. I mean, what other reason would there be? It can't be what they're saying, because they never say what they're going to do. So there's a quote here from Sue Gu, and she said this: the department is committed to transparency with the Congress and the American people while balancing its obligation to protect classified information. Sue Gu said this, and I don't know, she might be like a long distance relative of Van Gogh, so she's probably going to got one ear. But this is a statement she had. She says, in executing the AOIMSG mission, the department will keep the Congress fully and currently informed in both unclassified and classified detail of its activities and findings to enable effective congressional oversight and accountability to the public. There you go. The department is eager to work with Congress as it completes its fiscal year 2022 legislation to posture the AOIMSG for success. It's just a lot of bullshit, to be honest. And why is it? The way this is written is like, it's not like Congress is mandating anything. They're basically telling Congress what they're going to get. You get what you get. This is what it sounds like. Why do we even have government like this? Why do we even have a Congress? Apparently they can't do shit. Lizzie Landau, who's a spokeswoman for the New York Democrat. I don't know. What is that? Is that like a publication, the New York Democrat? Anyway, she told the U.S. News the following: while we appreciate the DOD's attention to the issue, the AOIMSG doesn't go nearly far enough to help us better understand the data we are gathering on UAPs. Who's we, Lizzie? Who is we? She says that the framework that she proposed. Well, I guess Lizzie has another framework. Does anyone get to put a framework? I'm going to submit something. Looks like everyone can put their 2 cents into this. But I guess Lizzie Landau, she put a framework. And she says, let's see. She said that she proposed a framework that does much more to address the UAP issue while also maintaining public oversight. Everybody wants fucking oversight. Everybody wants a piece of the big pie. I mean, really, this is the next big thing besides space, and that is figuring out, is there life out there? And is there life, over here? Or shit. It could be, robots or androids or some shit like that. It could be drones that was built by life somewhere else. That's fucking with our military. And we can't be the only country where they do that. That's the other thing. Has anybody even considered that? Like, we have all these nuclear vessels, nuclear sites. We've heard stories of these nuclear bases being buzzed out in the UK, but there's got to be other countries going through this. It can't just be the United States and the UK here and there. UK doesn't want to report about shit like this either. There's more to this article if you're interested in the AOI MSG. It sounds like something we put on Chinese food. I'll be honest. But it's a newfangled version of MSG. I don't know. You guys, you gotta look at this article and see what you think. I feel like we're gonna get about 3 or 4 more weeks of this nonsense with the DOD against everybody else before we get to the final breakdown or the final structure of how this UAP reporting situation and analysis, because according to them, it's all about analysis. That just speaks to months and months of them rubber dicking us about getting data. So, I don't know. Link it in the description. Check it out. Read a little more. It's probably a 1.5 shitter. So you have to kind of pinch it off.
We break up and you slam the door. I messed up on the bedroom floor. What the hell do we do this for? I push you out but you come back. That attraction, we can't fight that. Oh, keep telling myself that I should let go, but I hold on. And oh, keep telling myself that I should move on, but I don't. 'Cause we got that mad love, we got that sad love, we got that fun love, we got that young love, yeah, that dumb love. 'Cause we got that mad love, we got that sad love, we got that fun love, we got that young love, yeah, that dumb love. We got that, 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 we got that. Kiss me and the world disappears. Tell me the things that I wanna hear. I just wanna stay right here. You push me out, but I come back. That attraction, I can't fight that. Oh, keep telling myself that I should let go, but I hold on. And oh, keep telling myself that I should move on, but I don't. 'Cause we got that mad love, we got that sad love, we got that fun love, we got that young love, yeah, that dumb love. 'Cause we got that mad love, we got that sad love, we got that fun love, we got that young love, yeah, that dumb love. We got that love, we got that, 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 we
Don't fucking scream at me.
Where's
you
the
dumb
money?
fuck you. Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat and...
That was almost unconscious that I picked that little bumper there, because this story's out of China. Just in case you didn't know, China U22. They really fuck with those names, don't they? Mystery cube found on the far side of the moon is probably not an alien hut. This is a story I expected to see Scott C. Waring on, but it was not the one. However, the U-22, the rover that China has up there on the moon, is exploring the Von Karman crater. This is on the far side of the moon. I thought it was too dark out there to have these things out there. But anyway, the U-22 rover spotted something kind of strange. A bit of a cube. Like something out of Transformers. The image is very blurry, and I'm hoping that I can put it up as part of the image for this episode, because it's in the distance, right? And it does look like a cube in the horizon that's sitting on the ground somewhere. You know, the thing about these things is the shape, right? Because if it looked like a fucking boulder all the way up in the middle of nowhere, then we'd be able to tell it's a fucking boulder. Nobody cares. But when you have a boulder to ship with a fucking cube, there's problems somewhere. Something's going on. And if you look at this image, you might even be better off just clicking on the actual article itself to get a better look at this picture. But it looks like we've got a cube. Now, on the social network Twitters, Wixing, posted, and this person's from the China National Space Administration. They have an outreach program called Our Space, and they actually refer to this as a mysterious hut. So why not? Why not fuck with the people? Why not give people this idea that there's something else going on out there? And the post says, was it a home built by aliens after crash landing? And then it says, or is it a Pioneer spacecraft of the predecessors to explore the moon? Nobody fucking knows. They really don't. This is crazy. See, so they start stuff like this, and then, you wonder why people question them about the stuff that they're doing up there in space. So they're saying, science, of course, scientists, they lose their damn minds. So they're like people fucking around with, space science, planetary science. So they shut it down and said, no, that's not what it is. No, the U-22, no, that's not what it saw. It's probably some fucking boulder, or it's actually, the actual cube is next to an impact crater, and it might be a freaking boulder that got shot up somewhere, and that's where it landed. Lots of excuses, but here's the one thing, that is that the U-22 is there. China is there. So China can actually go and check it out. And then we'll see what it really is. What is the cube? Now, do I think it's anything more than, space debris or a real space hut? No, it's probably just some boulder. The angles, the distance, just looks like a damn cube. I'm sure when it gets closer, it'll probably be a Sphinx. I don't know. Who fucking knows? But that's a plan. So the funny thing is that this actual image, this cube, was actually found on the little rover's 37th day on the moon after landing in January of 2019. Talk about keeping shit secret. That's what I mean. Like, people should know about this stuff, like now, like as soon as the shit happens, not, almost 2 years later, 3 years later. This is what the problem is. But I'm sure everybody's secretive like this. Everybody has damn secrets. So, the damn thing hasn't made it there yet. All this damn time, and it has not made it. Now, this particular craft, the U-22, was only supposed to be there 3 months. You know, we always hear that shit. And I love science, especially space, especially people that have to do with space, because every time that they put a craft on there, they always tell you, oh, it's going to last like about a month and then it'll die. You know, and 5 years later, oh, it's still going. They really love to underpromise and overdeliver to make you feel like they're doing something fantastic. I'm telling you, there are so many people like NASA and with the Chinese space agency getting so many fucking raises right now and bonuses because they're doing so much. Fuck out of here. Anyway, now this thing is solar powered, so unfortunately, because of that, it is not going to get there anytime soon. The actual U-22 needs to, it actually shuts down during the lunar night, which actually lasts 2 weeks at a time. So, if you could imagine, it's going to take some time for it to get there. And I'm not going to lie. The thing is only 260 feet away from the cube. So, when you look at the picture, I'm assuming this picture was the one that it took back January 2019. And not a recent picture, because for fuck's sake, it should have gotten a lot closer by then. So, we'll see what happens. So, who knows? Science is betting on this being a boulder. I'm sure Scott C. Waring is going to be giving us a full dissertation of what he believes this is, as far as it being an alien hut, an elevator into the hollow core of the moon. You don't know what the hell it is. But I think China U-22 will find out. They need to change the name of that thing because it's horrific. If you want to look at the image, if I haven't posted it as part of the logo, you can check it out in the article. And really, the U-22 honestly has really sharp pictures. There is another picture in there that it took pretty recently, but it's up close. So when the damn thing actually makes it to the cube, we should be able to get some pretty nice pictures of it. Well, whenever they decide to release it. Honestly. As we talked about many times before, there is a military space race that's coming about, and we've heard it. Issues with Russia blowing up satellites and all the debris impacting other satellites, other people's property in space, OPP. And we talk about the fact that there's so many different nations just gearing up just to go into space, and of course we got the other other pseudo nations like the Assguardians, get Igor at your belly, Russian billionaire who wants to start his own nation in space. We gotta check on them on Wednesday's episode to see what they're up to. But it is a ramp up, and all these countries, especially those spacefaring countries, even the ones that make every other launch count, if they're not blowing shit up somewhere, they have an eye on the military strategic assets that they could build. They're planning to militarize space. There's just no way around it. And really, you think about it, if your country spends billions to trillions of dollars trying to get a space race ready, you're damn certain they are going to put some kind of a military presence to protect their assets. This is their people's, their citizens' money that they're putting down, kind of down payment to the future. Well, Space Force apparently is also looking to have people submit ideas for concepts for the region that's in between the moon and Earth, called cislunar. I had no idea what this was. Literally, the space in between the moon's orbit and Earth is called cislunar. And there was how can I say? There was something that was distributed by the Air Force Research Laboratory that was called the Primer on Cislunar Space. The document was basically aimed towards military space professionals who would potentially be able to develop plans and the abilities and expertise to develop an operational concept for that cislunar space. If you can imagine watching your best sci-fi films, you'd have like laser turret platforms floating in space or some crazy shit like that, or jump gates. I don't know. I probably took that a little bit too far. But that's what's going on. So the cislunar space is basically being theorized as a place where you could have a military presence and guard your assets of possibly a moon base, if you will. Crazy. So the Space Force, of course, is, it's still a little bit in its infancy as far as we know. And, they're getting together, getting some bases, some training done, equipment. They're trying to get all these things together in order to be that prominent presence from a military perspective in that cislunar space, and I'm sure on the moon and so forth. It turns out that the whole idea of having a moon base from the military perspective, not just scientists, is not new. Turns out that back in 1959, during the time when NASA was picking astronauts, the U.S. Army was actually trying to put together some plans for a moon base. The name of the project was Project Horizon. Isn't that crazy? This is not anything new. But then, that goes back to all the craziness about what happened to the space race. Why did everything just come to an end all of a sudden. So Project Horizon, there you go. Now this information came from Robert Goodwin. He's a space historian for a Canadian publishing house, and he looks at a lot of different variety of space history and topics. So it is not the first time. I think the big difference is this time around is that the space race is not going to mysteriously just come to an end. This is something that's going to continue. And we will see military in space. You could possibly see a moon base. It might take a while because Elon's going to go bankrupt, because all his Raptor engines are all fucked up according to his message to his employees. That's still going around like hotcakes, but still. How do we divide up the moon and the cislunar space in between? It really feels like there's going to be some serious shit going down. But I feel that as commonplace folk, citizens of our own countries, we will know very little of these situations or happenings unless there's a natural conflict where we could see maybe evidence of that in that cislunar space from our backyards. Because, people will be watching this from here. Watching all the madness that goes on between that space between the moon and the earth. It looks like this is more than just a developing story. Listen, I really feel that since there was a Project Horizon, that there is, I'm sure, many plans on the table, many ways in order to get that territory and become the first military power to be on the moon. So I don't know. Seems like a James Bond movie to me, but we'll see what happens. There's a little bit more to this story. Actually, this is a 2-shitter article. If you want to hear a little bit more about the history about Project Horizon and the military moon base, check it out.
Watching you undress, can't
Alien radio, mysterious sounds heard underneath frozen lake sparks bizarre alien-based conspiracy theory. This is the article. Now, you know when they say conspiracy theory, you can almost bet your bottom dollar that it will include Pareidolia Pete, Scott C. Waring, and it does. This one actually does. Now, there were recordings that were taken from Steamboat Springs in Colorado, and an employee of the Colorado Parks and Wildlife Service on December 4th recorded these sounds. So they recorded this stuff, and of course they put it on Twitter. But I'm going to play this for you real quick. Check this out. So, of course, you know, our buddy Scott C. Waring, he jumps on it real quick. Now, the staff member posted this, of course, to Twitter, and somebody shared it with UFO Sightings Daily, which is Scott C. Waring's place, and he described it as a strange Star Wars sound. Honestly, it does sound like a Star Wars type of battlefield going on with lasers going back and forth. So, he says, listen, this is what Scott C. Waring says. White spheres, UFOs, have been recorded and eyewitnesses by thousands of residents of Colorado over the last few years. They say that they hear this type of audio. According to Scott C. Waring, the signals point to there being an alien base deep below the lake, which amplifies the sounds below due to it being frozen. It acts as an amplifier. My thing is, you know, this is another one. This is kind of like these claims of alien bases off the coast of California. The shit's right there. Like, really, somebody dig a hole into the ice and get their ass down there. That's how you solve it. There's no need for Scott C. Waring to jump in on this. He says alien bases are never small, for fuck's sake. See, most of them are 3 to 6 kilometers deep and cover an area of about 5 kilometers and even have their own weather system with chances of rain. How the fuck does he know all of this? I feel like he is an alien. I feel like Scott C. Waring is playing with us all this time, giving us fake news because he is a reptilian. So according to him, this is 100% proof. The parks person found 100% proof of there being an alien base below the lake. I don't understand. This doesn't sound alien to me. I swear I've heard this sound in that show, Ice Road Truckers. This doesn't sound like E.T. is trying to say something. But he did have an ingenious idea, called Pareidolia Pete. He says that if signals can travel up from the alien base, well shit, they can travel right the fuck back down. Why not have a loudspeaker placed on top of the ice about a meter deep and send them a signal back? How does he come up with this stuff? The guy's a fucking genius. He is just amazing. Like literally, that's what we should have done. We should have gotten the biggest speaker and sent back audio of something. Probably William Shatner. William Shatner having that great orgasm while he was on the White Phallus from Blue Origin. That's what we should have sent them. But don't leave that damn lake for real, because they don't want that kind of a probing. Now, according to NPR, when the ice is shifting, especially a frozen lake like this, the ice causes some high and low sound frequencies, and there's also some vibrations. We'll say vibranium. Vibrations through the ice, and this is what you end up hearing. Now, I have no idea why in the flying fuck was this parks person even listening to the fucking ice. It makes no sense. Maybe they get off, but still. There's an explanation for it. Pareidolia Pete, Scott C. Waring. Maybe it's just ice making noise. And you know what? The other place, a lot of the these moons that they capture that have these icy moons, I could have sworn like Cassini might have sounds like this also being emitted by those moons. I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to become Pareidolia Pete too. But anyway, those are the articles for today. We're going to head into that track you guys been waiting for or not. So, I will catch you guys on Wednesday. Make sure you click on these links. This article here by Pareidolia Pete Scotty Waring is a one-shitter max. So, no worries there. All the links for these articles are in the description. And don't forget to share, follow, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. But get the word out. It's TTU, the Tempest Universe. Ciao.
Hi-yo, Kermit the Frog here, and now it's time for the 12 Days of Christmas song with Manny and the Assguardians. Yay!
On the first day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me a blurred picture of a UFO.
On the second day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 2 mutilated cows and a blurred picture of a UFO.
On the third day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 3 tracking implants, 2 mutilated cows, and a blurred picture of a UFO.
On the fourth day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 4 missing hours, 3 tracking implants, 2 mutilated cows, and a blurred picture of a UFO.
On the 5th day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me
5 anal probes,
4 missing hours, 3 tracking implants, 2 mutilated cows, and a blurred picture of a UFO. Fuckers.
On the 6th day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 6 chupacabras,
5 anal probes, yay!
4 missing hours, 3 tracking implants, 2 mutilated cows, and blurred picture of a UFO.
On the 7th day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 7 crashed saucers, 6 chupacabra,
5 anal probes,
4 missing hours, 3 implants, 2 mutilated cows, and a blurred picture of a UFO.
On the 8th day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 8 new sightings, 7 crashed saucers, 6 chupacabras,
5 anal probes,
4 missing hours, 3 tracking implants, 2 mutilated cows, and a blurred picture of a UFO.
On the 9th day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 9-page UAP report, 8 new sightings, 7 crash saucers, 6
5 anal probes,
4 missing hours, 3 tracking implants, 2 mutilated cows, and a blurred picture of a UFO.
On the 10th day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 10 silver phalluses, 9-page UAP report, 8 new sightings, 7 crashed saucers, 6 chupacabras,
5 anal probes,
4 missing hours, 3 tracking implants, 2 mutilated cows, and a blurred picture of a Manny.
On the 11th day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 11 hybrid children, 10 silver phalluses, 9-page UAP report, 8 new sightings, 7 crashed saucers, 6 chupacabra,
5 anal probes,
4 missing hours, 3 tracking implants, 2 mutilated cows, and a blurred picture of a UFO.
On the 12th day of Christmas, an E.T. gave to me 12 crying greers, 11 hybrid children, 10 silver phalluses, 9 Patriot Peer Report, 8 new sightings, 7 crash saucers, 6 chupacabras, 5 anal probes, yay! 4 missing hours, 3 tracking implants, 2 mutilated cows, and a blurred picture of a UFO. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Ciao.
Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to refine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time is up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will be free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck.
This asshole.